never knew how to tell you.
I would be able to talk about my life.
I ever loved a vodka.
I have 2 moms.
You want me to say it out loud?
I first realized Kate was different probably when she was 2 or 3 years old. She has an older sister who's 3 years older than she is, and just they played with different toys because I saved her sister's toys and whatnot for her, and which were stereotypical girls' toys. And Kate wasn't interested in activities, in doing things that her sister had done.
As far as the way we raised Kate and Elliot, I mean, we raised them the same. We certainly didn't do anything differently. And it's been my personal philosophy that kids come out of the womb pretty much the way they are. And Kate certainly came out of the womb the way he is, and has just become more and more that person as time went by.
It's funny how she had her hip mind set to be a girl, dress like a boy and be a boy. You know? And it just makes you wonder what's happening.
She selected boys' clothes from the time she was very young. I remember the last time she wore a dress was kindergarten. I had bought little green flannel dresses for Kate and her sister, and they were Christmassy, and Kate cried and said, "Please don't make me wear a dress." And I promised her that I wanted to take pictures. We were going to a party where Santa was going to be. And I promised her that if she wore the dress, that would be the last time I'd ever force her to wear a dress. And that was the last time she ever wore a dress.
In Tucson, Colleen married Buzz Farlow, and they had 2 children. First came Elliot, and then Kate. After 17 years, they divorced. They handled child custody by house switching. The kids remained in the house they grew up in, and Colleen and Buzz alternated living with them. This arrangement was written about in the Arizona Daily Star. Elliot, the oldest daughter, graduated from Tucson High School in 2000 and now attends college at Arizona State University. But this story focuses on the younger, Kate Farlow, beginning during Kate's freshman year of high school in October of 1999.
Kate, from the very beginning, unless it was just an absolute necessity, never played with girls. Always hung out with guys. They always did guy stuff, played war, skateboarded, that sort of thing, really from the very start.
My name's Kate Farlow. I was born February 20th, 1985, so I'm 14 years old, and I was born in Tucson, Arizona, and I've lived here all my life. I just started taking classes at Access Tucson, and I am the producer of a show with my friend Gentry, which is on once a month.
Okay, our next call.
And we will not tolerate any crap. If you call, we will let all of Tucson know your number.
Or all who's watching. Okay,
Yeah,
here we
whatever.
go. Next call. You're on Kate String G-Man. You're on Kate String G-Man.
You guys are embarrassing. You're embarrassing your families. What's going on? Just get off the air.
I'm embarrassed.
Okay, you're on Kate String G-Man. Do we have anything interesting?
Yes, I was wondering if you were a vegetable, what kind of vegetable would you be?
Okay, you're on Kate String Gentry. We're reviewing movies right now, but...
Talking about Rushmore?
Yeah.
What's it about?
It's about, I just explained it, actually. It's about a kid in high school.
Yeah. Is it pretty good?
Okay, I don't like the sound of this call.
Yeah, you guys don't get high? Hey, well, you know, you guys look like 2 professionals out there. And I mean that. You know, I'm a communications major down at the university, and I've seen some pretty crappy stuff. Let me tell you. You're very schnazzy dressers, I must say. And, yeah, there you go.
Thank you.
Maybe we can get out, hang out sometime.
Okay, that'd be cool.
All right,
Okay,
see you guys.
Sure.
Okay,
Gay people watch that movie.
do you even know what the Breakfast Club is?
Yes, I've seen it.
Okay, who's in it? Name 3 people.
I don't like to watch games.
Okay, that's it.
All right, bye.
Bye, everybody!
This is your last call return service. The number of your last incoming call was 520-584-92.
Always loved that photograph showing Kade in his soccer stride. He always had a rhythm and a pace that just didn't look like the other kids on the girls' team. He always ran like a boy. He was very aggressive. And from the very beginning, we had to put up with instances, people making comments, both kids and parents, you know, you should be on a boys' team, that sort of thing. And it got to the point where we just wouldn't go to a tournament, especially if it was an out-of-town tournament, without a copy of the birth certificate in case there was some controversy.
Next one probably goes to probably the best ball handler on the team, the littlest ball on the team.
And I guess I always assumed that she was a lesbian. And that was that. And as she got older, she expressed feelings of being in the wrong body.
I'm an FTM, which means female to male, which means I was born female, but I feel male. I've always just felt like a guy, like I should be a guy. I don't know, I just thought I was a lesbian because I was female and liked women until recently I heard about the term transgendered, which made more sense. It just was exactly how I was feeling. Transgender to me just means someone who maybe doesn't identify with the body, with the sex they were given at birth. When I think of myself as just like an average kid, basically. I mean, I don't think I'm much different than other people. Everyone has their problems and things like that. This is my bulletin board with pictures of all my friends and, I don't know, places I've been to. Now, those are all of my trophies from soccer. They're all soccer trophies. I've been playing since I was in 1st grade. This is my Simpsons shrine. I've been collecting Simpsons memorabilia for about a couple years now. I just love the Simpsons. They're hilarious. I don't know, I can really relate to their jokes and things like that. And they've been a big inspiration for my comedy. Now that I'm 14, I'm interested in having a girlfriend, but it's hard to find someone who will accept you because straight girls want a guy and then lesbians want someone who will act like a female. So I'm sort of in between, and it's kind of hard to find someone who will accept me.
I think we totally accepted pretty early on that we basically had a lesbian on our hands, and as we began to explore the transgender issue, that was a little tougher for me. I think my initial reaction was, you know, isn't it hard enough just being a lesbian? I mean, there's so much discrimination in the world. These people are picked on their whole lives just for their lifestyle, and while I understood that it wasn't a choice, I did feel that it was a much harder road.
I think it's hard to be me because people are just so like misinformed on what being transgendered is, and it's, I mean, my friends laugh at me sometimes when I ask them to try to call me he. I mean, when you walk into a bathroom, the women start screaming because they think there's a boy in the bathroom, but you can't use the men's bathroom. I don't know, people just like don't understand at this point.
Things really came to a head in the 8th grade when Kade went into puberty. When the first period happened, the feces really hit the fan, and Kade was virtually suicidal. And for me, that just really cemented and confirmed that this was not a gay woman. This was more than a gay woman. It was actually a man, a guy in a woman's body, and experiencing things that way, and feeling very betrayed by his own body.
When Kate's dad and I realized that Kate wasn't a lesbian, wasn't gay, that she was transgendered, we realized that we knew nothing about transgendered people, nothing at all. We started talking to friends and eventually were referred to a group here in Tucson, an organization called Wingspan, and they had several support groups that Kate could access, and we could also. One was a youth group on Saturday afternoons, and another was a group called Desert Boys, which is a female-to-male support group. Consists mostly of people going through what they call the transition, either beginning T, which is testosterone injections, or having surgeries. The internet has been invaluable. I've communicated with several parents, even out of the country, who have transgendered children, and it has been the consensus that the sooner you start the transition, the sooner the person starts the transition, the better. And I think that makes sense. If you have a medical problem, the sooner you correct it, the better you are, rather than let it create other problems.
For support, I go to a youth group, usually every Saturday, and I go to an FTM meeting, which is like once a month, and I'm the youngest person in each of those groups, but I don't know, the people there are really cool.
The support group has been wonderful in that people have been so willing to share information. They've shown us their chest surgeries, talked about the different doctors, the different techniques, and it's just been wonderful to have people who are really willing to help you. I mean, and I think it makes you want to help other people also through this.
I love being myself because I'm like surrounded by open-minded people who will accept me and everything I do, and I feel like I was born at a time where I have the chance to make a difference in the way people accept other people. Right now I'm getting Lupron shots, which sort of take me back before puberty, because when puberty hit I got really depressed, but now I'm feeling much better.
Hi, I'm going to pick my daughter up for a doctor's appointment. We're going to Dr. Wheeler's, the pediatric endocrinologist, to get Kate's Lupron injection. And this is the 6th injection.
I've been getting the shots for almost 6 months, and it's like made me so much happier. But they're $1,100 a shot.
Excellent. Not too fast. We're done.
There you go. Okay. Okay.
You all right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, breathe.
So what are you going to be for Halloween?
This year I'm just in it for the candy.
That's a deal.
Okay.
I have a sister named Kade who is transgender. Being a senior at Tucson High and having Kate come in as a freshman this year was hard because I'd already established myself, sort of, and then little sisters or little brothers can embarrass you already. But having a little sister come in who actually looks like a boy was very difficult. I was really upset and wondering how everybody was going to react to her and if I was going to have to get in any fights standing up for her. And it was hard just to explain to people who she was. And at first I was very mad that she was going to come to my school at all because it was mine. I already had my friends and everything, and I didn't want to have to stick up for her and put my life sort of on the line and having this whole new problem when high school is already hard enough. And then the whole idea of having to explain to people who she was very difficult. So I just sort of developed a concept where if people would ask me who I was talking to, I would just say, that's mine, as in that was my little brother or sister, and they would just take it as whatever they wanted. as either my little brother or my little sister, so I didn't have to explain it or have to choose which one I was going to pick.
Eventually I will change my name from Kate to, I was thinking Kade because it's very similar, but I don't know, it's all up in the air right now, but I'm definitely going to change my name. It gets really annoying with all the pronouns like she, her, especially in Spanish when every word you say refers to what sex you are. Eventually I want to start to get testosterone shots, and then after that chest surgery, and eventually perhaps genital surgery or whatever. I'm not sure yet, but it's all like very expensive, so I'm sort of saving. I like to think about the future, what I'm going to be like after I get T. I feel like my life hasn't really begun quite yet.
Tucson, Arizona.
Our final group, ladies and gentlemen, Tucson, lesbian airlines.
Flag and TLGA have been marching in this parade for about 8 years combined, and when we arrived this year we were placed behind the street sweepers at the very end of the parade, and after inquiring with the parade officials we were told that we were put there as a disciplinary measure because the parade officials did not like some of the attire that we had worn in the past. So after talking with a lot of different people with the event, they finally conceded to letting us be in front of the street sweepers, which we feel is still a slap in our face.
And every St. Patrick's Day since I was a little kid, we've always gone to the parade or marched in it, and it's just a day to be proud.
I think my biggest fears were that as Kade went through his sophomore year in high school and actually began transitioning, began the treatments and name change and all that in the same school, that there were going to be kids, bigoted people or kids that essentially would make his life miserable and or worse, and none of that really occurred. everybody seemed to be really supportive. They seemed to sense his genuineness, that this was not a phony. His friends have been great, that the teachers and everybody have been great, and I think Kade is actually genuinely pleased himself and very, very happy.
I think it was 9th grade when Kade told me that he was going to be making a transition. And at the time, you know, I didn't really think that I didn't really know what transgendered was or what a sex change. You know, I guess I was thinking like what the majority of people think. And but Kade, like, you know, pretty much taught me what it was all about, what it was pretty much all about. We read books together, and I just learned more about it. And we learned about, you know, people like Brandon, Tina, the boy in Wyoming, or no, it was Nebraska, sorry. And I just started to be way more open-minded to that.
When I first learned about Kade's sexuality, it was freshman year, I think. Yeah, it was freshman year. Me, him, and our friend Mitch, we were all skating at the U of A, and he told us, and I mean, I was fine with it. It was no big thing. I have gay friends. I have friends that aren't normal, but I mean, it's just a friend is a friend. As long as they're nice to me, that doesn't matter. Diversity here in Tucson is really good. I mean, Kade, I think that this is a great place for Kade to be because people are so accepting here.
Tucson High is a really big school, and there's a lot of different kinds of people. Everyone gets along for the most part, I would say. There's very little racism at Tucson High, which I think is good. Everyone's pretty accepting. There is a gay-straight alliance at the school, which plays a big part in the activities of the students. Everybody knows about it, and everyone is really positive towards it.
I guess what I do now that I'm friends with Kade is when someone doesn't understand Kade's situation, I'm there to help them to explain it, because they're not as lucky as I am to have a friend who's going through this and to understand this situation. And it's my duty, pretty much as his friend, to explain it to people.
The people I knew before I started transitioning have been really positive, and it seems like it's brought me closer to my true friends. I met Anna. We were in the same group of friends pretty much, and we were at a party one time and we started talking, and we just pretty much hit it off, and we have the same type of sense of humor, I guess.
I actually did assume that he was a guy, and it wasn't until 1 or 2 months later that somebody told me that he was actually a girl.
And we've been going out sort of since like October.
I think Kade started to like me first, and I don't know, he told me, and it wasn't uncomfortable for me at all. I think I liked him too, and I hadn't really thought about it before, but it developed like any other romantic relationship would, I think, and it was just really comfortable for both of us, and I didn't really think about the fact that he's transgendered that much. He was just he was somebody who I wanted to have in my life, and it didn't matter to me. And, you know, I've heard people saying, like, that's a guy, no, that's a girl, and I just wish that they would know him instead of, you know, talking about him.
I'm 16 now, and since October '99, I've started testosterone. I get a shot every week or so by my mom, and I've noticed voice change, muscle gain, a little bit of facial hair, but I'm not too far along yet, so I haven't noticed all the major changes.
It was hard for me to think of Kate as being alive because I thought she was dead. And then when I start thinking that and get depressed, think the opposite. I often think about how funny that is, that a little woman like that would know that she wants to be a boy, you know? Excuse me. But if that's what she wanted, why then she'll be happy. God bless her.
It's been really great. I feel a lot happier now. I'm more confident. I feel like it's easier for me to make friends now, you know, and I used to be really shy and self-conscious, but I'm not anymore, and it's been really positive.
But don't forget, no matter what, I'd appreciate it if you just call me Kade. Just call me Kade.